Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Behind us is the new Citroen eC3. This is the Max trim, and in this video we're going to take a tour of the exterior interior details, and without further ado, let's just jump into the review. Now here's the beautiful new eC3. We have a Max trim in front of us, and we have beautiful Monte Carlo blue color. This one's non-metallic, it's a unicolor, and we have a white roof. Now there's an entry to him, it's called U, and then we have the Plus and Max. U starts at, for the electric version, at 26,000 euros, and then for 27.5 you can get the Plus, or Max here for 29,500. Now this car has only one paid option. It's onboard 11 kilowatt AC charger. It's standard 7. So with that, it's 30,000 euros price tag for this one. Now in most European countries you have EV incentives. In Croatia it was 9,000 euros. And this year in 2025 it's only for businesses, but with a business this costs 21,000 euros in that case, and you can lower the 25% value added tax in Croatia by 50% if you're a business, so that's even cheaper. Now to run some technical details, and then we're going to dive into the car. We have a front electric motor with 83 kilowatts of power, that's 113 horsepower. And it's a front wheel drive, obviously. Now we have on the back 44 kilowatt hour, that's net usable battery. It's a 400 volt lithium ion battery, and it's an LFP chemistry, meaning that it has more cycles, and you can potentially keep this car on a long run. Because of that, it will degrade much slower. Now there's a sun shooting behind me, so you can see this color definitely. It looks very stylish in different light. And let me show you the key fob here. So we have a new Citroen badge, lock, unlock, and this is one of the rare cars with a physical key cylinder. Now you can see it's a little bit cloudy as in the background, so you can see the car also in the different light. If I unlock the car, you can see here LED lights come on. Now these are flickering on the camera. In person that's not the case. Mirrors unfold. And let's finally dive into the car. So it's beautiful. You can see the creases on the hood, and close up on the color. So this is non-metallic blue. You saw the lights. So we have here Citroen LED vision. We have LED projectors. We have daytime running lights here, here, and here. And we have bulbs for the turn signals. Now these will dim in that case when you use a turn signal, so it's more noticeable. Now since this is an EV, the top is closed, but I think it's the same for the petrol. And you can see here piano black details with the old new badge. Citroen kind of brought the old badge, just a little redesigned. Now you can see here the air intake. This one is closed. There's a big air intake there. There's a cover for the radiator on the top. There's none. Now huge thanks to Citroen Croatia for giving me car early for review. And here you can see unpainted black, and here this is no clear coat but painted in this silver metallic color for a little contrast. Now it's extending here through the arches and the side skirt to the back. You can see the skirt is a little bit sticking outwards, same as the arches or the wheel arches. Now this is also unpainted black, but we have here orange, a little contrast detail. So this is actually orange and blue are complementary colors, so they're a good match. They stand out, so that's a nice touch. And here you can see air tunneling on the side. You can see the headlight. Now if I back up, you can see the beautiful front end. I'm gonna unlock the car once again to turn on the lights. Again, they just flicker on the camera. Now, before I move, you can see on the top there's a light sensor in the middle mirror. And if I move here, you can see really stylish looking car. I like this almost classical design. Kind of reminds me of many design language as well, but very beautiful, stylish little B segment compact SUV. Now, let's check out these alloys. These are 17-inch. You get an inch less if you go for the lower trim, but we have diamond cut silver on piano black. It's mostly closed here for better aerodynamics, but open in the middle. We have the new badge there, and these are Tool 550 R17. These are refitted winter tires. Usually cars come with summer tires from factory. You can see here some design details, and you can see the E badge. Also, you can see that side skirt sticking out. Now, we have black side contrasting mirrors, turn signals. There's no puddle lights, but I'll do a separate night tour of this car as well. You can see the mirror here, no blind spot. That's that. Now, I know it's cloudy, but you can see here 2 air vents. There's a VIN number here, and I showed you in the inside mirror, there's a light sensor. We have a rain sensor and lane assist camera, or in this case, it just prevents you from departing the lane, but there's also a camera that reacts for emergency braking. Now here you can see there is a laminated front windshield, and on the top here we have, on the Plus and Max, we have the roof racks. These are piano black. These are plasticky, but I think there's metal underneath. And we have Citroen signature here, and we have the classical antenna with a wire. Now, as the previous model, we have this print on the roof, and on the very back we have this nice spoiler going slightly downwards, but there's a nice little tip on the back, and it looks very nice. If I back up, you can see the profile of this beautiful CUV. Now we have black handles. Driver's side has a physical cylinder, tinted windows on the back, and again, little accents there. On the back we have real discs, so no drum brakes. Some of you will appreciate that. Now on the left side of the car we have the charge port. Now this one has the upgraded from 7 to 11 kilowatts for AC, and this one has DC, so combined it's a DC or CCS2. For DC charging it's 100 kilowatts. For AC it's again 11 on this car. If I back up here, you can see the back end. Now it's a very stylish on the back as well, and if I unlock the car, I'm gonna lock it so you can see once again the lights will come on. Now these are pink looking because this is Lexus style transparent taillights, and then these are LED, I believe, and inside you have bulbs for the turn signals and reverse lights. You can see here Citroen LED vision, but looks like French cars are preferring this design now. We have also the cat eyes inside. Now rear bumper, we have parking sensors, and it's again black and a little bit of silver. We have the fog light in the middle. We have warm lights for the license plate illumination and a backing camera, and on the back we have, these are transparent but dark, and then as on the front, piano black with the badge, and we can see the eC3 there. You can see the stoplight. There's a rear wiper and a little washer nozzle on the top. Here's the camera, and right next to it you can press to open. Now let me just check. I think sometimes the car just locks itself, because I did lock and unlock it a few times. It decides to lock the rear, but there we go, we've unlocked it. Now you can see the license plate lights, they're warm, and I'm a 2-meter tall person, so or 6.6 in feet. This opens nice and tall, so a little comparison. Now you can see close up and the opening button, and you can pull here to close. Now on the top, this is plain. We have these rubber stoppers so that this shelf doesn't ding. You can of course take these out, they're really easy to remove, but you can put a little umbrella here and it's kind of useful, but sometimes if you want to use that extra top space, you can take it off. Now spacious hatch, we have 310 liters, and if you knock down the seats, it's 1,200 liters. Now on the right, we have a little grocery hook. We have extra room here on the side, and on the left we have a warm light, also room on the side. We have those 4 tether points on each side. Seats knock down 60/40. You get this pretty long cable. I'm not sure what the length is, but it's for public AC charging stations. Here we have in Croatia standard, this is a first aid box, emergency triangle. We also have a fire extinguisher. Now I showed you this in Paris. If you watch my review, there's just a patching kit in the styrofoam there's no extra space underneath, so I'm not gonna take it out. Let's close this up. So no rattle since the license plate is mounted on the bottom. But again, very stylish little compact SUV. Now let's open this up. Now, I'm not sure if you can hear this, but there's gonna be like a little whoop. It's more noticeable on the front. Not sure if the mic is picking this up. Basically, when you lower the window, it's gone. So it feels like there's a little pressure inside when you open it. Now, just to prove you my case here, I've lowered the window on the front. See, there's no like whoo, because and it's much easier to open these. So it feels like there's a little vacuum when you're opening with the closed windows, but when you lower one down, there's no issue. It's a little bit harder to pull to open, but that's something I noticed. Okay, so the doors open nice and wide for the most part. You can turn here if you have kids to disabled unlocking from the inside. You have the ISOFIX behind these zippers. And since this is an entry model, we have plastic here at the bottom, hard plastic, but you're treated a little bit with soft touch materials here. Now, this is a white leatherette. You have here feel good, and on the other side be happy. Now, big handles, there's a speaker here, and this is also plastic, but it's in the color of the leatherette, so it's a cool contrast. And windows are powered. They're fully automatic when you press down, but when you want to press up, you have to keep holding to raise them, so that's how it works. Now, we have a little plastic step here. Now, since this is an EV, this is not too deep. I'm going to see in the petrol. I'm going to get it in May for a test as well, so we're going to see the difference. Now, for the seats, you can see here textile. There's a little leatherette, and these are the extra comfortable seats. Now, I believe in the two top trims, so the Plus and Max, you get these, and the U, you don't. You have to actually pay to upgrade, I believe. But these are super comfortable, big cushions. And you can see on the top, it's a combo, so black and gray. This is the top. And there's a little tab here you can pull to knock these down. Now you can see the cargo space from the different angle, and it's very roomy. Seatbelt is in the way, so you'll have to grab it and put it to the side. Okay, so since I am a tall person, I was sitting on the front. I lowered the seat a little bit more so I can see better the traffic light. In that case, it's a little bit tight here, but I can still put my feet inside. Now this seat is way taller, so I would have plenty of knee room. It's also a little bit more forward. This is more backwards. In case there's a shorter person on the front, this would be more forward, and I would have plenty of leg room. Now you can see here pockets, two of them, also leatherette and textile. You can see here on the back we have two USB-Cs for the rear passengers and a 12-volt outlet. Unfortunately, no AC vents. It's something I would like personally. Transmission tunnel is non-existent, more or less, but it is here, so it's not super tall or wide, but it's there. Now, these are very comfortable, and basically you could squeeze a third person on the back. Now, you can see here the back view, and I forgot to show you from the outside, but there's a little Paris right there, and you can raise these up. They lock into position, then you have to press here to lower them. You can see also they try to maximize the headspace, but it's good on the back. Let's hear the closing sound. Good closing sound. Now let's see the headspace. Well, actually, I am fine. I just fit. I'm touching with my hair at the top, but I can actually straighten up completely, which is good. But, you know, if you're a shorter person, which most of you are, you would have plenty of headspace on the back as well. Now, view at the front, we have the new front. Now, view at the top, they've decided not to put the handles on the top, unfortunately, and we have here seatbelts are not height adjustable. Now let's get out. Gonna get on the front where you're gonna spend most of the time. If you buy the car, you're gonna be driving. Now again, I'm not sure if you can hear that little whip, but it's there. Now front doors are slightly heavier and they sound better when you close them. So same on the front, the seals are here. There are not too many seals on the inside. There is one on the bottom. It's okay soundproof, but it could be better. But again, this is like an entry model. Same materials on the front. You have a little chrome here extra, like the handle. Bigger pocket at the bottom. You have a bigger speaker here. Now I will explain the powered windows, powered mirrors. You can disable the rear, so that is that. Tire pressure is right there. And also plastic step. We have the carpets, paddles. So it's a 1-speed automatic for the EV. There's an air vent there. And let's check the seats here. We have manual seats. You push this to slide back and forward, up and down. Push that one to tilt the top. So you can see the beautiful seats. Again, same design as on the rear. A very good cushioning, very supportive, very comfortable seats. Now, before we jump inside, you can see here there's a little textile. It's not padded, but it's textile. And we have the LED height adjustment. We have the pesky speed change, or if you're over speeding or just going above the speed limit a little bit, it's going to be beeping. You can just disable it here, and here you can disable if you don't want it to warn you when you're about to leave your edge of the lane. So that is that view. At the top we have a cold lights in the front of the cabin only. Now get closing sound on the front, better than on the rear, but it's more or less the same. Now here we have point of view. There's going to be point of view driving with no talking, separated video, and there's going to be night point of view driving review, where I will summon all of my impressions on the road, how this feels. So do subscribe and click the bell to get notified when I upload those. Now zoom back in. Okay, let's focus on the steering wheel. We have a new steering wheel. It's a flat top and bottom, 2-spoke obviously. We have a new badge. And we have nice buttons. These are physical and pressable. So we have here for the cruise control. Here you can change for the speed limiter or the cruise control. And these go up and down and press in for the digital cockpit menu. Now these you can see here, you can use the voice assistant, source for the FM, DAB radio, or Bluetooth, or Android, or Apple CarPlay. And you can also use this for the volume and press to mute. Also you can see the phone calls options. Now this leather is on the smooth side. This is a man-made leather, but it's nice. Now here we have the light controls. Keep your lights on automatic please at night, so don't drive with your daytime running lights at night. And here you can see the wiper controls. Now they've added this sticker. It's not even aligned properly. I'm not sure why is that there, but it's what we have. And this one is for the trip computer. You can press that one. I'm going to show you when we turn on that one. All piano black. Here you can see there's an air vent on the top shooting to the side. This is closed, open. Then you can adjust these. This is just decoration. Now hard plastic all around, but you know, for an EV that's even better because it's less weight. It means you can take out more range out of the battery. Speakers in the A-pillars, and we have a beautiful display. Now I know there's a lot of reflection, but in reality, when it's on, you're focusing on the display things like icons, and you're really not focused on the glare, so don't worry about it. You can see the rest of the dash. It's very symmetrical. Now we have for the front passenger USB-C, and we have this textile. Now it's slightly padded here, but for the most part it's just stiff or just on top of the hard plastic. Now below the screen we have these air vents. We have the hazards. Now not the best sound for hazards, but it's there. It is what it is. lock unlock. Car locks itself when you start driving. When you put it to park, it unlocks. You can see also physical cylinder there, and we have AC, automatic AC controls in the Max trim. In the U and Plus, you have manual AC. Now we're gonna run this one when we turn it on. Below here, you have a wireless charger. You have a little light when it's on. It's rubberized and has a Citroen badge, obviously. We have 2 cup holders as well, the rubber mat. Unfortunately, these are not adjustable. And here we have the automatic park, reverse, neutral, drive. I believe C is for like extra recuperation or like charge. Before it was like B and Stellantis group, not sure why they've changed that. We can see here piano black. We all know the pros and cons of that one. Here you can see automatic electronic parking brake. It engages and disengages automatically. There's a little space here and another USB-C. This one's for fast charging. Now we have a nice soft armrest. It's extendable, and you need to retract it in order to press, and then you can see here to unlock it. There's a lot of space here. There's a rubber mat, and it's a little bit narrow, but again, spacious. Very comfortable seats. Now you can see here there's no front isofix, but very comfortable, and that's the view at the back. Now to open this one, it doesn't slowly open, but it just, you know, falls down. Now there's a little Citroen cars here, and it's very spacious. So you get some documents here, and that is that. To wrap it on the top, you have a mirror with a bezel. I believe this one has the auto dimming, unlike the exterior ones. Now, good overview on the back through the side mirrors as well. So it's not a huge problem to park this car. It ain't that big. And here you can see seatbelt information and passenger airbag information. We have these cold lights, and you can turn these on when the car is on. Emergency and road assistance. Here we have the beauty mirror, and this does not extend, so this is not completely covered, but for most people it's enough. And headspace, so plenty of headspace. I can actually raise the seat, but I wanted to lower it because I'm a tall person, so I can see better the traffic lights. Now these A-pillars are the only thing that could be a little bit obstructive, so watch for the pedestrians and other cars. And this, if you're a taller person, you're seeing this instead of like this, so this could be a blind spot as well. Now let's take out the key, and this is maybe one thing I wish they've actually added a start-stop button, but okay. You put it inside. Now you can turn it, and you turn it the electronics on. Test lights will go off, and then you need to press the brake in order to turn it on. You can see there's a little Citroen blue badge. Now I just turn the key, and it says there ready. You can hear I think there's a maybe heat pump working in the background, but the system will boot up. Now this one's not flashing in person, this is just on the camera. Now here's a little demo. You can see that actually the displays are below the dash, and this is just a reflection that you're seeing. This display is a little bit further back than this one, so when you're looking at that one, you can see in your peripheral the traffic. When you're focusing on this one, it's a little bit less, so maybe they should have pushed it a little bit more backwards, but this is what we get. Now for these, you press them and you push them up and down. Let me show you here. I'm going to just zoom back like that so you can see better. Now if you press here, you have the driving assistance, you have the active safety braking, speed change sound, which I've disabled, driving intentional alert, and reset TPMS. Here you have the user settings, you have languages, you have units, kilometers or miles, brightness. Now this is the lowest brightness, this will be the max brightness, but I think this is enough. So just keep it like that. Spends less energy, I guess. And then here you can see below the kilometers per hour, there's like share data or private mode. So this would be private, so it's grayed out. But this is the way you share with Citroen how much power consumption or how much range you're pulling, so it helps them to, I guess, improve the car for a long time. So you can disable that if you want to, or keep it on. Now, if I use the, let me just zoom out. So if I use this one, once again, zoom in. If I press it, actually, I like to keep it on this one. Here you can see like energy flow. If you're in eco, when you press it full, you can see power, and then when you let go, it's charge. It's mostly one pedal driving, but when you stop, it doesn't have auto hold, and it wants to keep going forward like classical automatic. It won't fully stop like Volvo or Tesla. Now, if you press again, this is the first one. This is the odometer and the outside temperature. This is trip 1, and this is trip 2. So from 100% to 60%, this is the kilometers I've passed. So almost 85 kilometers in this 40%. This is a little mix of highway where you just, it's more thirsty and spends more juice, but if you're doing in the city, you can get probably 100 or more, 120. This is the range to the 0% from the BMS, and that's the beginning one. So that's that. Now to zoom back out, and let's focus on our display here. Now we have here on and off button. Basically, this is off. You can't really turn it off. Here we have the screen cleaning. It's almost the same. Now for the passengers, you have the volume here. For the driver, you have it on the steering wheel. So let's do a little demo of the radio. If you go to the radio, you can see the stations. Here there's a radio settings, and there's a balance feeder, equalizer, and volume controls right there. So this goes into the settings here because there's an audio shortcut there. Now we were in radio, and let's play some music. Say then step this way, step that way, then step this way. Now decent speakers. For bass speakers, they're okay, not super great, but it's okay, like bass, and just, I would say, okay speakers. And you have here FM or DAB. You can press the source button to switch those out as well while you're driving. Now this is the home menu, and here you can see Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, basically, or you can press here. You have Apple CarPlay. It's very smooth for the most part, works fast, it's wireless, so I'm happy with that. That's perfect. You can go back here to Citroen, or just press on the side here. And we have here Citroen's navigation. It's also very fast, maybe even faster than Apple CarPlay, I mean the Android Auto or Waze that I was using, but for the most part it's good, I would say. And you have options, but I think most of you will use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Now here you have clock. You can just use the format here, and that's pretty much that. You have here display option, or excuse me, the brightness. Here you can connect to devices via Bluetooth. You saw the audio, and here we have general. So we have languages, we have factory reset, software update, and map updates are via USB, so you'll have to visit the dealership. Unfortunately, no over-the-air updates. And I believe that's that for the most part. I think I've covered everything, so that's that. There's no pull-down menus, but you saw these, so that's on the home menu. And these are like shortcuts, so you can easily get in whatever you need. You can see that it's prioritizing Apple CarPlay in this case when you press on the navigation here instead of the embedded navigation. Also, cutting in, if you put the car to reverse, just to show the cameras here, so that's the camera resolution. It's not super sharp, but it serves the purpose of backing up and making it easier to reverse. Now, almost forgot, cutting in the AC, that's automatic. Again, I've mentioned on the lower trims you get wheels for the manual AC. This one has automatic button, AC on or off. You can control the fan speed here, or completely turn it off. And here you can close or open air circulation, choose air direction, and degrees are actually 2.5, so you can lower that or raise that. This is one zone climate control. Now, if you put the car into drive and you haven't buckled up, I have my seatbelt here ready, and if I start going forward, it's gonna start freaking out. And there's a little symbol. But you can also hear the pedestrian warning sound. And when you pass a certain speed, it's just gonna freak out. See, over 20, you need to buckle up, or otherwise it's gonna be very angry at you. Now this is how the car sounds, and this is soundproof at low speeds. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up here and exit the car. I'm just gonna pull here to show you the front electric motor. There's no frunk, so it's just when you need to access for the washer fluid, you press up here. You can see that. That's the electric motor, again 83 kilowatts of power or 113 horsepower. Now here is the washer fluid, the blue cup, the blue cover, and that's that. Now another thing here, you can see the black foam behind the electric motor. That's the NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness. So they've added a little foam also here. Let me just show you quickly in the sides. I mean, you have it in the petrol as well. You can see here this black part. So this is like a styrofoam, sometimes like a sponge material inside the bag to reduce noise coming inside, and you have that double laminated front windshield. Unfortunately, the sides are not double laminated, but you know, up to 100 kilometers, it's decent. It's not super loud. Above 130, by the way, 135 is the max top speed on this car. It's a little bit louder, but today it's also windy, so I can't really tell. But that's that. You can see the sun is setting. We have a beautiful, not really a sunset, it's longer days now, but we have a beautiful car in front of us. So that was the new eC3. Hey guys, so including here, you can see we're charging on a DC charger now. We're pulling only 30 kilowatts. We started out with 29 and then we got to 35, but now it dropped. So occasionally you can hear some like cracking sounds coming from the battery. You can hear it now. I guess that's just cells expanding. But it rises to 35 and then dropped to 31. So I'm maybe assuming because of the cold battery, it charged one pack and then it switched to another one which is still cold. So that might be the reason for the drop in max power. Now I've checked, this car doesn't have the heat pump. What I've heard and assume was a heat pump was the compressor for the AC. But over here you can see at this pace, that's the time required to charge to 100%. So unfortunately, I didn't mention this in the review, but you don't have any BMS in the infotainment, and you cannot set a limit. Although it's an LFP battery, you can charge it to 100%, and it's even recommended to do so once a week. It just doesn't have any battery or power consumption in the infotainment, because this unit has language set up in this one. Because the base model doesn't get the screen here, this doesn't have anything to do with the battery, it's only this one. And since it's small, it's very limited. They didn't include the power consumption. So that's that regarding charging. Okay, ladies and gents, thank you for watching. If you want to see more, do subscribe, click the bell to get notified. Don't forget to watch the Bunny Bee driving day and separated night with my impressions behind the wheel. And hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe. Until next one, bye.